All right, guys, how are you? We are covering 1.3 day 2. We're going to find the sum of the arithmetic series. So what we did yesterday, you guys, I want you to kind of think about what we did. So if you notice, we have all these numbers: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's an arithmetic series. Series means have a beginning and an end. Okay? So I started at 5 and I end at 40. So how am I going to get the sum? Sum means I'm adding it all together. So 5 plus 10 plus 15 plus 20, 25, 30, 35, and 40. So can I just add all those together? Absolutely. 5 plus 10 plus 15 plus 20 plus 25 plus 30 plus 35 plus 40. And that comes out to be 180. So S of n equals 180. Now, this is an easy way to do it, but you can make mistakes if I accidentally type a wrong number here. Okay? All right, let's do this one. This one's got first term, last term, and an end, so I'm going to use this formula that you learned right here the other day. So there's my formula. So let's plug it in. N is 20 divided by 2. First term is 10, last term is 33. So I'm going to type this in calculator. 20 divided by 2 is 10. 10, parentheses, 10 plus 33. So when I add it all together, starting at number 10, I'm going to get 430. And there you have your warm-up for 1.3 day 2. All right. So, yesterday, or in a previous lesson, you learned about adding the list of numbers, which we did right here, okay? You also learned about a series formula, which is S of n equals n divided by 2, first term plus your last term. So you have those three things you might want to do the series formula. Today we're going to learn about a summation notation, okay? Now, here is a summation notation. You need to know what this means. This right here is called a sigma. Sometimes you see the word sigma notation. Sometimes you see a summation notation. These means the same thing. You're starting at 1, you're ending at 34, and here's your formula, explicit formula. Some people use that. Okay, if you use that, that's fine. What they do is, this is your zero term, but I like this formula better because this is what you have learned, okay? So, what does it mean? It means I'm going to start off with the first term, and I'm going to keep going until I get to the 34th term. See what I mean? Just like that, okay? And all this, you can type into your calculator. It's straight calculator work. So you have a first term and a D, and you know how many terms you have? You want to use this formula instead of number 2. All right. In your calculator, you're going to hit alpha window number 2. So alpha, okay, alpha window, see window, number 2, and there's your sigma, just like that. All right, let me show you how to type it in, okay? So for example, let's look at example 1. We're starting at 1, and we got 15 terms. So you're going to start right here at 1. Here's a number. Here's your first number. And then here's your 15 number, okay? But we don't know what the numbers above is. Like, 1 is what number? So here we go. Sigma. So you're going to hit alpha. Let me see, I can show you guys. Alpha, window, number 5. That's not it. Alpha window. Alpha window. Let me get out of this. Second quick, get you out. Alpha window, number 2, not 5. For your K, you're going to type in this X right here. See that X? Okay. 1, I'm starting at the first. Sometimes you start at 3. Right click. Your K is 15. Right click. Right here, type like you see it. 5 plus 2x. X and K is the same. Right click out of it. And there you have 315. So S of n equals 315. Okay, your turn. Alrighty, I'm going to give you guys a moment. Okay, alpha window, number 2, x1, same as k, 12, right click, 3 plus 4x, 348. Is this number is always going to be 1? Not necessarily. There are times there'll be a different number, but here we're starting at 1, the first term, all the way to the 12th term. It could be start at 3 and go to the 12th. It's up to them. All right. Example 2. What method would you choose? Well, let's take a look. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, you know, an n, okay? So if I were to add, I can keep adding. I could have gone, what is this, 9? So I can keep adding 9 if I wanted to until I have 19 term. Or if I use this formula, my summation, I know my n is 19. I know my first term is 13. Do you know this last term? I don't have a clue, so you may not want to use this formula. Okay? Let's try sigma. Draw your sigma. Starting at the first term, going all the way to 19. Now, if you look at this, your D is 9. Can you write me an explicit formula? Absolutely. 13 is your first term, plus your D, n minus 1. You can do x, but once x n is okay. So, alpha window, just like such. Number 2, x1, right click, going out to 19 times, and here's your formula. 13 plus 9 parentheses, x minus 1. Okay. Comes out to be 1786. Your turn. All right. So I can't use this one because I don't know my last term, and I'm not going to add all this to 13. So I'm going to use my sigma formula. X equals 1, going out to 13 places, starting at negative 9. Let me see. Negative 14 minus negative 9 is negative 5. So D is negative 5, negative 5, negative 5, n minus 1. And some of you might want to do this so it looks exactly like your calculator. Add an extra set of parentheses, okay? And that'll be just fine. Okay, alpha window number 2. Oops, I keep doing that, don't I? Alpha window number 2, x1, going out to 13, negative 9 minus 5, x minus 1. Not negative, but x. So it looks just like it. I like to do that extra set of parentheses. Comes out to be negative 507. Here's an application problem. So let's see if we can figure this out. If a college student borrowed $5,000 in loans, after graduation the loan was repaid over a 10th-month period, which with monthly payment as follow. How much did this student pay over the life of the loans? Well, let's take a look. He starts off at $75, and then $74.80, $74.60, and keeps going, okay? So your D is 0.2, and if you did, it's negative 0.2. You didn't know that, and you go 7.8 minus 75. 74.6 minus 74.8. See how they're all the same? There's your 0.2. All right. My first term is 75, and your last term is 55.20. Which one of the following is going to help you find the total for the life of the loan? All right. By the way, the n is 100. So, letting you know that. If you add all this to 100 times, 75 plus 74.8 plus 74.6 plus 74.4. Do you see how it's taking me forever to go 100 times? Don't do it that way, okay? So number one, I would not add all the numbers. Number two, could you use this formula? Let's see. N is 100 divided by 2. Here's your first term, here's your last term. So we could use this formula. And if we do, what are we going to get? 100 divided by 2, your first term is 75, and your last term is 55.20. So that formula I can use. 100 divided by 2. So 50 parentheses. 75 plus 55.2. Yeah. So for the value of the loan, $6,510. Okay, so I could do that method. Here's the third method. Sigma, x equals 1, going all the way to 100, and your formula is first term plus, actually it's minus 0.2 and minus 1. Okay, let me write this a little bit better. I don't like the way it's written. 75 minus 0.2 and minus 1. Let's see if we get the same answer, okay? All right, so here we go. Alpha window number 2, x1 going out to 100. Formula 75 minus 0.2 parentheses x minus 1. $6,510. Remember, the dollar bill goes in front. Do you see how those two doesn't matter which way you do it? Depends on what it is given to you, and then you're going to solve. Okay? All right, guys, you will do great. It's a work day. Bye.